All right, good, or I guess afternoon. I was going to say good morning. We're switching over to afternoons now. Good afternoon, everybody. We're just getting out on the water here now. You can see it's a little choppy and a little bit gloomy today out here. But I think it's going to be not too bad. We'll just play it by ear, but we'll stick it out as long as we can. I'm Kyron McIver, for those of you just tuning in for the first time, and we're in Churchill, Manitoba, Canada, out on the Churchill River in the beluga boat. We're out looking for some beluga whales. And today I'm joined by Danny and Thomas from the CNSC. I'll give you guys the mic here. We haven't had much time to chat before getting out on the boat, so we'll all be getting to know you together, I guess, today. But what exactly do you guys do out at the study center, or what's the... I know you guys are busy. It's been tough to get the schedule put together and stuff.
Yeah. So Danny and I are both research technicians at the center, mostly facilitating the researchers that come through, but also help with the other groups and learning vacations and Earthwatch. And that's pretty much what the summer's been so far.
We provide logistical support for researchers out there, so lots of making sure the lab is available to them and renting them cars and making sure their equipment is safe, stored for the rest of the year.
Making things run smoothly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so far.
Busy season's over for us now, though.
Is it?
It's really died down. We had our last group leave this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems like all of a sudden it's just flipping a switch and the town just comes to a screeching halt for a month, eh? And
Definitely. But yeah, the study center can host up to 86 people at a time.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty packed this summer.
Busy.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I think we broke a bunch of records for our busiest seasons yet.
Oh, wow. And considering the train's down too, that says a lot.
Yeah, it was really
good.
Impressive. It was, everybody at the study center was really happy with how this summer went.
Oh,
all the staff worked really well together and everything went smoothly, so.
That's good to hear, because I guess you guys have not a turnaround, but you just get new people coming and going all the time, eh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Hopefully everybody jives and things
Lots
will
of
get
seasonal
crazy.
stuff,
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we just celebrated their 40th anniversary of activity out at the center, so we had a huge gala, and
yeah, I heard it was...
board members came out, and it's kind of a good ending to the summer season.
Yeah, I heard it was a busy night. Lots of people showed up.
Yeah.
We sold out. It was
really?
great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of people came into town for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had Judy out on the boat. She's on
Oh,
the
yeah.
board over there. Yeah. And, she was fun to have out on the
Judy's
water.
awesome.
Yeah.
Judy and her sisters were there.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's right. They're coming up for a few days, right? Yeah. Cool. I think I seen you the one day. We were out on the buggy, the Tundra buggy. There's just a handful of us, so we went for a quick cruise, and you were walking around out in the... I think it was you and one other dude.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you remember that? You guys
doing
walked...
research like out on the tundra, or?
Yeah, just walking around, and then one of you guys came walking up to the buggy, asking if there was any bears around.
That was Ken.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I miss
The
Ken.
other bearded guy at the
Oh,
center.
yeah. So yeah, there's two of them out there, and I wasn't sure if you were one of them or not.
Yeah.
But the other guy with the big gnarly beard. Yeah, it was funny because we were just out. We had a barbecue out there, so we were just hanging out, and then all of a sudden, two people just come out of nowhere.
Walking up, yeah. Yeah,
That's like
Ken and Liam doing research on semi-plated plovers.
On which, sorry?
On the semi-plated plovers.
Oh, okay.
They were out for the entire summer
Yeah.
Oh,
doing
wow.
research for Dr. Erica Knoll out of, what is she, U of T?
Not sure. I think so, yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay, because yeah, they said they were going to check nests or something. We offered to give them a ride back, but they said they were walking out to...
Yeah.
Yeah. They were crazy. They were walking like 12 kilometers plus every single day.
Really?
Just looking for plovers, pretty much. And
Wow.
yeah.
Are they tough to find? Like if they're... I don't know, I always... At home we have the... they're like little sandpipers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom loves going out to try to find the eggs, but they're impossible. Like even when
Yeah.
you're looking at the nest, you're like, is that a rock
Yeah.
or is that...
And that's what they are ultimately doing too, is trying to find the nests.
Yeah.
So you pretty much just have to find the adults first and then track them.
Yeah, observe
until
them
you
and...
see where they land, and then go over and try to find the nest.
And then they would basically follow them for the whole summer. So they'd tag them and watch, pretty much see the casualties.
Oh, cool.
And then they're also trying to put up towers all along the coast, because I think these birds migrate all the way down to like South America, Florida.
Yeah.
South America.
Okay. I think we were talking about that. We were trying to figure out how many kilometers they go each year. It's pretty insane.
Oh, it's a lot.
Like some of them make it into Argentina and stuff, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the other side of the world pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, Erica's research is based around putting trackers on them that will survive that long journey.
Yeah.
And trying to see what birds are dying from, pretty much, because there's almost no casualties during breeding season. It's like during the migration that birds start to die.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
I guess they're coming across all kinds of different things along the way that it's, if you look up the statistics on how many birds and stuff cats get a year, it's insane.
Yeah.
The number doesn't even make sense. You wouldn't even think there's that many birds in the world, and that's how many the cats get each year. It's a crazy number. I won't even try to guess what it was. Just have to Google it, I guess. But
I remember in one of my university classes, we were studying biodiversity, and my professor was saying that cats, like house cats, came overseas from Europe to North America, and it just decimated the songbird population when they got here because they all went feral.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it's pretty cool.
I don't get. Yeah, it's crazy that they're that efficient. You know, at hunting birds.
Because you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like those big fat lazy cats. That just
Yeah.
lay
And
down.
even those ones, they score a bird or two from time to time. Yeah, so I guess that kind of stuff. And what are other issues, or what are other things that the birds run into for like casualties and stuff, do you know? Or is this stuff you're, I guess, probably not looking at, eh?
There was quite a few birders at the study center this summer, but our contract research is more so based on plants and trees and kind of stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We chatted with them all the time, just not fully, because they're still studying it. So.
Yeah.
My background's actually in toxicology and seagulls.
Oh.
That is definitely one of the issues that we see in like at least northern and Arctic areas is the increasingly high amounts of pollutants that are in like all through the food chain, but mostly in the higher like predatory animals.
Concentrated, doesn't it, as it makes its way up the food chain? So
it'll accumulate up the food chain, and the negative effects are just all across the board, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, and Churchill being, a northern area, of course, pollutants are also a big problem.
Are they encountering them here or elsewhere, like before they migrate north?
So most like organic pollutants do what you kind of call, or you observe what you call a grasshopper effect. That they kind of slowly work their way north over the course of over years. Like they'll condense, and then they'll grow, or evaporate and condense, and slowly sort of drift north.
Just sorry to interrupt. I just spotted a whale back there. I'll just get the underwater cam down now and try to do it before we flip a U here. So it's not seeing tons out right now, but let's see if we can get these guys to follow us. What were you saying? Sorry,
There's one.
behind us. Oh, perfect.
So definitely an issue that birds in northern areas are facing is sort of the...
right here.
There's a big group. So do you do research with all gulls or just the...
My thesis was on glaucous gulls, which I don't think we have here in Churchill. They're more high Arctic species. So us being in the subarctic, don't really see them here.
Oh, okay.
Well, you did all your research in Norway. So.
Yeah. And I did my
cool.
research in the
That's
Norwegian
awesome.
Arctic.
We just seen, because mostly all summer we've been seeing just the turns and stuff for the most part. That's kind of all I ever noticed. And now we found out they're the Bonaparte. Is that the Bonaparte gulls?
Yeah.
Showing up. Those things look pretty cool.
Oh, they're both.
They're kind of vicious.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the turns. They'll get you if you get near their nest.
Smacked in the head a few times by those guys.
Really?
I was biking along the port road and I was way too close to a tern nest apparently. So I was biking and my hood was down and it was just dive bombing and like I threw up my hood and I could feel its like claws sinking into my hood and it just kept coming after me.
I was wondering, so they come feet first?
Baby beluga.
Oh, awesome. They don't. Yeah, I was thinking they'd come and jab you with that beak, and you think that'd do some serious damage.
That was just my experience.
Yeah.
I know one of the researchers that came up, he was looking at Dunlin and the fen by the center, and he's bald, and they drew blood from his head. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I guess we're not in danger when we're out on the boat. We have them hovering above us sometimes, but they're just
they're just curious at that point. I think.
Checking things out. It looks intimidating when you see them dive into the water to catch a capelin. I wouldn't want that thing aiming at my head.
They're so agile too in there. It's crazy. And they'll go after birds that are way bigger than them, or like even bears.
Yeah. Well, I noticed those Bonaparte gulls. They're pretty dainty too, eh? Like when you see them just swimming around, they're tiny.
Yeah.
They're really small. They look cool. I like the coloration and stuff on them though.
Yeah, there's a study site kind of past the center, one of the ponds that we look at, and it's just surrounded by, I think it's Bonapartes out there, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are like, we have to tell all of the Earthwatch teams we bring out there, we have to tell them, okay, so just so you know, these birds are pretty aggressive and they will come after you, and everyone's like, haha, we're like, we're not kidding.
That's why we're in hard hats
not
out there.
City seagulls.
Yeah, here's your hard hat.
Yeah.
Just checking make sure we're good to go here and stuff. We're seeing a few whales. Yeah, they're not zipping over the boat quite yet. They don't seem to be interested in us.
Okay, never mind. Hello.
I don't think we'll be doing too much venturing towards the mouth of the river. We're getting a good north wind, so you can see the waves breaking right at the mouth. So we'll do our best to do what we can out here. Are you guys just around for the summer, or is this your first year here, or do you come back each year?
This is my first year here, so I got here in May, and then Thomas is here for a year.
Yeah,
got hired on as an intern, master's graduate. I'm still an undergrad, but I'll be back next summer for sure. Too hard to not come back.
I know. Yeah, I'll be approaching by the end of bear season. It'll be about a year for me too, which is crazy to think. And it went by fast, man. That's the other thing, eh? Like, people think you come up here and you twiddle your thumbs, but
oh my God, it's the Churchill effect.
Yeah,
it's an actual thing that so many of us seasonal people are talking about. Like, I don't know what it is. This whole summer, I don't even feel like I've been away from home.
No.
And it's been 4 months since I've seen my house.
Yeah.
Just doesn't bother me
Time
anymore.
flies for sure.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people from parks and a lot of the summer students from there as well, and they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
Just went by crazy fast. Oh, they're coming over to check us out.
Hey, hello.
We'll see. Hopefully they turn around to follow us.
It's funny because people say either you become addicted and you love it, or you hate it and you'll never come back. And I have met a few people that were seasonal that are like, all right, the summer's okay, but I definitely wouldn't come back.
Oh, really?
But the majority of us are like, all right, when are we booking our tickets?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard. I haven't come across anybody, like, not that besides on the boat, you don't talk to piles of people say they hate it here or wouldn't want to come back. Usually, people get sucked in and they're stuck here. Not stuck, but I mean, they want to be here
definitely
for as long as possible.
Yeah, I'll be coming back for a week in bear season to see what it's about.
Yeah.
We get a fall reading week at UW, so.
Oh, cool. That's what I'm most excited about now is, like, for the upcoming stuff is bear season. I was gone all last winter, so it'll be cool to see what it's like in town.
Oh, yeah.
That time of year.
It's gonna be packed.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And they're hoping it's not. Yeah, with the train being down and stuff, they still think that it's going to be basically at max capacity. Won't affect it too much. People just love coming up for the bears.
Well, there's so many trips planned through so many different outlets.
Yeah.
And people are coming from so far away. Most of them would fly anyways, I feel like, in their season.
Yeah. Yeah, people come from around the world.
Yeah.
I seen the map in Seanorth the other day. Have you guys been in the hotel?
Nope.
No. They got a big world map there with the little tiny like bobby pin things that people put from wherever they came from, and it's stuffed full. Like, and it's from all over the world. It's crazy. All of like North America and everything is just jam packed. I don't think you could fit another one in there, but
yeah, I was surprised also for our Earthwatch teams. We had quite a few international people. Like, we had a woman come in from Japan, lovely woman, and she had been waiting 10 years to come to Churchill.
Oh wow.
It was wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we get lots of awesome people online here that tune in, and they really like Churchill and they like the belugas. I'm not sure, we haven't chatted much about how many of them have visited here or plan on it, or if they just like the video feeds and stuff. But yeah, it's such a unique place for the lucky people who know about it, because it's kind of a hidden gem.
Oh, even I live in Winnipeg and I've lived there my whole life. I didn't know a single thing about Churchill before I came here, besides the fact that there's bears here.
Yeah.
That's all they push.
Yeah.
And I feel like now maybe there's like Travel Manitoba is starting to get into the more in-depth stuff, which I'm really glad.
They said Aurora's is like last year did well, like it's starting to gain in popularity.
Yeah.
And then obviously the belugas, they'll be catching on more and more, I'm sure, as time go on, and then the birding and the flowers and
everything.
Yeah, this place has got a lot to offer. The dog sleds and Wapusk, like they're hoping to make that more accessible to people in the future. So
really?
So that's going to be I'm not sure what that means necessarily, if it's just going to be camps that you can go to and spend time at. I don't think it'll be hiking trails through the whole park or nothing, but
I could, because there's a lot of bears in there.
Yeah.
Like grizzlies, black, and polar.
Yeah.
And wolves and
lots
you
of
name
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
But I could see sending a guide out with
and spending a week out there or something, and
having an extra person as a bear guard or something.
Part of it too is the terrain. Like, good luck. We were up at the tower at the CNC earlier this year, and you just look out and you're like, you can't just go for a walk across or nothing. It's
really.
You're gonna have to have a boat or something, right, and be hopscotching, and otherwise you're gonna put on an extra 20 miles.
Talking about it earlier too, about that there's only to the effect of about 100 people that go out with us in a season.
Yeah. And I think the majority of them are either parks, field courses, or researchers.
Yeah, they have I keep forgetting what the name of the kids
is it that Rangers?
Maybe, something like that. Yeah, they have a group
something
out.
Like
so the kids get to go out, and I think they go to Nesters and then spend some time out there.
Okay, yeah, there's a few camps out there that are fenced in.
Yeah.
And there's a researcher at the study center right now. His name is Doug Clark. Really awesome guy. He's from U of S. He has trail camps set up all around those sites, and right here.
Oh, perfect.
They set up a lot of really cool. They have some at the study center too, and you would not believe the amount of bears that make their way to the study center, especially when we're cooking.
Oh yeah, they can. They're not lacking in the sense of smell department.
No. And that's closer to when the ice is just beginning to form and they're waiting to go back out.
Yeah, they get antsy and they're just basically pacing back and forth, waiting for enough ice so they can get out and start hunting the seals.
Well, especially closer to the end of the season, and those younger bears who maybe didn't have most of them don't have as much
success
hunting experience as the older ones, and they don't get as much fat on them before they come in. And it's really hard for them to hunt on land because they overheat within a few seconds of exertion.
Yeah, it's a lot of scavenging and stuff. They're relying on, say, going out in the tidal flats and sniffing stuff out if it's washing up on shore.
Exactly. Well, that's what was at Bird Cove. There was, how many bears there? 4? There was a beluga carcass out there.
6. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told that carcass out there was basically untouched for a couple days before something. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, totally. It must have just been the way the wind was, or whatever. Yeah.
But that kind of stuff, it's good for them too. And they said the bears coming in so far have all been really happy and healthy. Yeah. Big fatties. And
from what we've seen too.
That one that they had, I've talked about it a couple times, that they brought in, it's a 29-year-old female. Yeah, they said they've, based off the tag, they've processed it 20 times over its life.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and they said more or less, I think the average lifespan is 25 for a female, like that's a good age.
Yeah.
And so that one being 29 is, and as healthy as it was.
Tough lady.
Yeah, they said she's in pretty good shape.
That's so cool.
Had a yearling, I think, run across the parking lot this morning when we were eating breakfast. And it also had a bit of a jiggle to him because he was nice.
Yeah, they said the cubs are fat too. Hey, that's awesome.
So,
it's really nice to hear though, because the ice formed so late this year.
Yeah.
I know people were really worried about that.
They said it stuck around though, like there wasn't as much, but for whatever reason it hung out a little longer too. That's why this time of year they said there's usually more bears, but
not complaining.
No, everybody I think is happy about it.
Yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking, especially not being from bear country,
Yeah.
coming up here and constantly being put on edge because we're responsible for groups out in the field.
Yeah, and you just, like, I try to explain to people, I've seen a couple hiding already, you know. We were going by the green building there the one day and getting ready to head out on the water, and we were talking about, hopefully we'll see a polar bear soon, or, you know, it'd be nice to see one out on the boat. And I looked, I was like, there's a bear, and she said, what? And I looked at her and then looked up, it was gone, and we drove up the road literally 15 seconds and I couldn't find it anywhere. And it's just right off the side of the road.
It's pretty scary how fast they move even when they're not trying.
Yeah.
Like one time, this was just a few days ago, there is a massive male, like very well fed, big dude, lots of scars on his nose.
Yeah.
He was walking right by the Met building by the study center, and he was just ambling along like through the ponds and stuff, but he was moving so fast.
Yeah.
Really?
And we went and parked the cars just to watch him, and he like walked by in front of our trucks and he's just ambling, but it probably was like 2 minutes and he was gone and we couldn't find him again.
Really?
And they're huge, they're massive animals.
Yeah.
And somehow...
And right now they're white and everything else is green and brown. Like, you'd think they'd stand out like a sore thumb.
But if they're laying down, you can't...
Yeah, and that was the fun thing too, because he was going across a pretty shallow lake, so it only came up to about here on him. And, you know, if they lay down in a spot like that, they just literally disappear.
Yeah.
They just go flat like a pancake.
We call them pancake bears.
Really?
Pancake bears.
That's what maybe the one we finally got to see a bear out at Eskimo Point the other day, and he was lying down, and Meg and I could just see the top of its head, or if it stretched out, so it was tough for the camera, but eventually he got up and took a stroll and jumped in the water, and we got to get a good look at him. But they're
awesome.
I can see, I guess, all that fat probably just flattens out on the ground.
Yeah. Well, it was like the other day we were out at Burn Cove again, and this, I don't know what he was doing. He was just sprawled out on the tundra, like pancaked.
Yeah, really?
And I didn't even recognize it as a bear.
No, because you think it's a rock, especially in that area. And I remember you took a photo, and we were looking, and it's like, oh, there's a caribou 100 meters away from him, and then there's a bald eagle 100 meters away from that. It's just like a tundra trifecta.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Lori on here asking, do you guys get school credit at all for coming up here in the summer? Like,
so I'm a summer research technician and I get funding from external sources. So no, unfortunately not. But next summer, my department at the University of Winnipeg is running a field course up here. So I'll be working, but my boss is going to give me a leave and I'll be able to do the credit course, which is awesome. And it'll be super easy because what I've been doing up here is all the research methods that we'll be doing in the course. So I'll be able to basically get a really easy credit, and I'm really excited about that. But I'm being paid, so unfortunately no credits for this summer.
Remember what Jordan's deal was?
Yeah, so we had a research tech who was taken on from January, he was here till July.
January to
Till July.
Yeah, it was.
He left after Canada Day. But he was a co-op student from University of Waterloo. So he was on his like 4th or 5th year, and every second half of the year he has to find some kind of co-op placement. So last year he went to Switzerland, as you do, and he worked as a lab tech in a Swiss school, which was awesome. And this year he managed to get in at the study center. So even though he didn't get credit for it, it was still a mandatory part of his program. So it still counted.
Yeah, cool. It'd be fun getting to travel like that for
I'm so, and for like gym class or for whenever, they'd take them skiing on the Alps.
Really?
Yeah, and the kids would be like, I don't want to go.
Oh, yeah.
And Jordan's like, are you kidding?
This is gym, yeah. Yeah, I have a friend, and one of his kids is going to school in BC, and that's one of the courses they could take is mountain biking.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, man.
As you do.
If only, yeah.
Yeah, my friend grew up in Big White, and like on her lunch breaks or whatever, she'd just pop out to the mountain.
Yeah, go for a quick cruise.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at home, I got to drive 3 hours to get to the mountains.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Brooks. Ah. Yeah, southern Alberta.
Yeah.
How about you? You said you're from Winnipeg,
so
yeah.
I got to drive like 13 hours to get to the mountains.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I guess 3 hours isn't sounding so bad.
Yeah, I'm actually from Norway, but I was born in southern Manitoba.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Bit of a drive to the mountains for me too, actually.
Yeah.
But I hear Oslo is beautiful enough, so.
It is. But if you're craving mountains, you're craving mountains, right?
Yeah. Oh, we had some that are just passing us by, I think. Not hanging out with the boat a bunch.
Yeah, right here.
Cloud's wondering if I climbed the West Tower last winter. No. No, I wasn't really out that way. But I was like, when I was talking about climbing the one at the CNSC, I thought, just because I seen everything last winter completely frozen over as a sheet of ice. So then to see how much water is under all that, and the sloughs and the ponds, and it was pretty crazy. I was driving on 6 feet of snow last winter.
That's awesome.
Sorry if I'm missing stuff here on the message board. It's tough to manage reading this and then steering the boat right now. Lori's saying there's a caribou in Wapusk. I'm guessing that's on one of the Cape North or Cape South cams. Been getting bears there and caribou and
cool.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Apparently there's cinnamon bears there now too.
Oh, like the color-phased black bears?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think, well, Doug Clark picked it up on his trail cams, and that was the first one anybody had ever seen.
Oh, wow.
And then also, I'm sure you've heard the grizzlies are interbreeding with the polar bears now.
Yeah, or I've heard it happen. I didn't know it happened up here. Yeah.
So yeah, grizzlies have expanded their range, and I think Doug was saying that someone went hunting and they shot, I forget, I think they must have thought it was a polar bear or something, but when they got closer, its head was shaped all wrong and it had like dark patches around its eyes, and it was really weird. But we have some second generation like grizzly polar bear hybrids now, so they're completely viable, and they're making it work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
interesting.
That's a terrifying combination, if you ask me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've done our fair share of talking about grizzly bears and polar bears, and that's one of the things, I guess. Oh yeah, got some right behind me here. Not sure how the visibility is. It's tough for us to tell with the waves, but they only have, it's something like 9 confirmed sightings of the Barrens Ground grizzly since it's, I think, in the 90s.
Oh, really?
But the confirmed sighting has to be somebody qualified to say, yes, that's a grizzly, or you have to have a photo.
Yeah.
Like, besides that, you talk to anybody and they say, oh, no, we've seen them, or seen lots of them. But yeah, that'd be what I was thinking, why they need a confirmed sighting is if you get a color phase black bear, then somebody could, if they're not sure what the characteristics are, just see brown and be like, oh, that's a grizzly.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, it's really nice that Doug's trail cams have captured all this.
Yeah.
Because it's, proves beyond a doubt.
And he said that even if one walks by close enough that you just get a patch of fur, he can still identify it just by the fur.
Oh, really?
If it's a grizzly or not.
I guess if you've been doing it for how many decades?
Yeah.
He's been coming to Churchill for how long? Like 30 years?
Something like that.
Maybe
here.
not. Yeah, he used to live here, so.
Well, so they're hanging out with us right now, it looks like. But this wind is definitely picking up. It's getting a little bit more choppy.
Yeah.
I don't think we're moving forward. We're for sure going backwards.
Right.
It's tough with the underwater cam because you don't want to. I have to keep it basically idling, or else this camera will just flip up and then it's no good.
Yeah. There was also, at the study center, we got a lot of survey teams in. So right when I got in May, there was a SEAL survey team and a couple pilots that were staying with us. And I think they were telling us, so it was a team from DFO, and they saw a grizzly like 10 kilometers out into the sea ice.
Really?
I don't even remember when it was, but
that's
in like
crazy.
recent memory, and that's the first time anybody had ever seen that.
Wow.
So.
And yeah, DFO, that's Department of Fisheries and Oceans for people who are at home wondering.
Right. So many abbreviations.
Yeah, so because I've heard that that's part of the issue with grizzlies and the polar bears breeding is you might have a hybrid that has certain instincts or certain, like, you know, it wants to eat some seal meat, but it doesn't know how to swim. So it's like, oh, now we got a problem.
I guess it depends if, like, the mom is a grizzly or a polar bear, because then they'll teach it based on whatever, hey?
I guess that makes sense.
But apparently there's a lot of interbreeding with them.
Really?
Like the second gen ones.
Oh, yeah.
They're so confused.
Yeah. Well, imagine like a coastal brown breeding with a polar bear. You'd get some kind of...
Oh, yeah, I got
Oh, yeah, cool. Those coastal browns are like 12-foot bears.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah, pair that up with a polar bear. That'd be a frightening combo.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Meeting, I say.
Is the visibility in this area cleared up at all, or is it still...
Yeah, we've been noticing it's getting better. I think partially just because the water, like the runoff and stuff, it's petered out a little bit, so we're getting less water.
Yeah.
So then now we've noticed, and we've been having high tides, so I think we're getting some really nice days out here with great visibility, and further upstream too, just all that water coming in. So even the river water's been, it has been clearing up a little bit.
I think I was out here 3 weeks ago, and it was just yellow. Almost.
It looks like tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to the very beginning, we were here in early July. Yeah, it's definitely improved. So you got whales all around us, kind of coming and going, but
yeah. To be fair, the dam situation and all the flooding, it released all the sediment. So this year I heard was especially bad.
Yeah, and all that ice just pushing down, ripping up everything, and the weir getting torn to pieces.
Yeah.
And sorry, keep bumping you here, but we keep this thing's like a sail. This mast, for how little it is, it catches the wind like quite a bit. So I'm having to overcorrect. We might try to go back towards the port, because I think it's going to be a little bit calmer over there.
Sure.
She's getting pretty choppy now.
Definitely see a difference in how much they come out of the water, though, when the water's choppy like this.
It's fun to watch them, because if I was brave enough to bring my camera out, I didn't think I was going to wreck it. This would be a good time to get photos, because
I got mine. I just haven't
it's tough to get a picture of their, like, especially the adults and juvies.
Yeah.
They don't bring their heads out of the water, so you're only really getting their backs a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch back here.
Brave the elements here.
Good luck.
And they sometimes, on the big waves, they'll be surfing them kind of too, which is cool to see.
I'm really glad we get to do this. It seems like so few people, even locals in town, know what the study center does.
Yeah.
So it's nice kind of sending that out there. Yeah. Even though we're in Churchill, we're still 23 kilometers away from town, and
yeah, and it's not like you're on the #1 highway cruising at buck 20.
Definitely not.
It feels like a lot longer than 23 kilometers.
Yeah. It's a beautiful drive, though, if anybody wants to stop by.
Yeah, the coastal road is awesome. I love going up and down that one.
Definitely.
And then, yeah, I've been going out lots towards Ithaca, like Bird Cove area and stuff. I like it out there too.
Yeah.
And
super photogenic, especially during sunset.
Yeah.
We got some birds.
I think one morning Danny and I were driving out from the center to Bird Cove, and we counted 10 plus bald eagles just on the 3-minute drive between the center and Bird Cove. Yeah,
that's awesome. I was out there the other day and I was trying to get a photo. They're tough to get pictures of because they don't really ever let you get too close.
No.
Oh man, we came up to one sitting on the rocks at Bird Cove, like on the bluff, and it let us drive. How close are we? Like 10 meters? It was really, really close.
Really?
And I was just like sitting on the door of the truck taking photos of it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And so many of them, I don't know what their deal was. They were all either standing on the ground, standing on rocks, or standing on perched on the tops of trees. And hardly any of them took flight as we drove by. So got tons of photos of them.
They were having a serious meeting and
yeah, we were just interrupted.
Yeah. No, that's cool because I even tried this spring when they started showing up in whatever it was, April, May-ish. I was trying to get pictures of them and
no luck.
No.
Oh, and we were driving down Twin Lakes Road the other day, and we came across this bunch of sandhill cranes, and we counted 28 that took flight. It was wild.
That's cool. I seen 6 of them the other day, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. I had never seen them in more than groups of 4 or so, and then all of a sudden this massive, and we're like, are those geese? Wait, no.
They're cool looking birds too.
They're like prehistoric,
especially when they're walking around out there. Like,
yeah. They make too is really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get to hear them when I was.
They don't even sound like birds.
No.
They just reinforce sort of the dinosaur vibe you get from them, which is already.
Yeah, their legs. They're all legs. Hey, strutting around there. It's like a big bird.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're huge. It's funny. They need to get like. It's hard for them to take off, so they have to like get a running start or like take off on kind of a ledge.
Yeah, they're neat to see. I haven't got to see tons of them this summer, but
yeah,
that was kind of the coolest when I was walking out and off the road trying to get pictures of them, and they just strut along. I'm gonna we're getting lots of I don't know, snapshots or comments. That was a doozy.
Good morning.
Yeah, there you go. Lori's asking, no, you can't, there's no roads from Winnipeg to Churchill, although this winter there might be a winter road to Gillam.
Yeah. That was actually a misconception that I had when I first heard of Churchill. And I was like, it's no problem, I'll just drive up. Wait.
Yeah.
And then actually a bunch of people who have been born and raised in Winnipeg as well, we were chatting and they'd ask me what I'm doing this summer. I'd say, I'm going to be out in Churchill for the entire summer. And the amount of people that said, I'll take a road trip up to see you.
Yeah.
First of all, that's like 1,600 kilometers odd, give or take a few kilometers. And I mean, when you fly in, you see the amount of ponds and wetlands, and it's like there's no way you could build a road in there.
No, all the muskeg, everything. I had a friend, she was going to come up and visit in like a week or so, but she thought you could just drive too. So she's like, I'm cruising over that way anyways, I'll just head up to Churchill.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
I mean, try.
You can drive up to the airport parking lot and hop on an airplane. I know, I had no idea either. Last winter when I came up, I drove to Thompson and then left all my truck and trailer there and then took the train up.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people do that from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Like if they're going to be coming up.
Yeah, it's fun. Like the train, it's cool. Like when else do you really? I'd been on trains in Europe and stuff, but it's kind of you don't get the opportunity that often. No. So it's neat to do.
Yeah, not in Canada, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. It also just reinforces how isolated this community is.
Yeah.
And the fact that we lost one of 2.
There's
no problem.
One of the Bonaparte.
Oh yeah. Braving the waves.
Yeah, this Bonaparte gull in front of us, whitewater rafting. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, no problem. Yeah, just saying, reinforces the isolation up here.
Yeah.
Considering the port's closed, so we're not receiving. We receive, I think, 2 shipments per year now.
Yeah.
And then just plane, which it can get super expensive, especially if you just need to pop down to Winnipeg for whatever.
Yeah, it's not cheap, that's for sure.
I was looking at flights for bear season, and it was up to $1,400.
Oh, yeah.
And there were flights I found. Well, you can get to London, England for $300 direct from Winnipeg now.
Yeah, I know.
That's like, how long is that flight?
It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's pretty wild. But it's funny when you do tell people, when they think you could just drive up here, it's cool to see how their reaction is. Like, all of a sudden they're thinking differently about Churchill. Like, seriously, like their whole outlook on Churchill just changes, because then they realize, how isolated and how secluded it is up here.
Yeah, totally. I will say that it's 1,200 air miles round trip from Winnipeg to come up here, because it's a local zone.
Yeah.
Which is very few. So if anybody is looking,
I know
to
that's
come up
like
here.
the loophole, but I've heard people say they're not. I don't think putting the kibosh on it. They're just trying to make it more difficult.
Ugh. Well, it's just one of many struggles being thrown at the town right now.
Yeah. We got a.
Oh yeah, right behind us.
Oh, Chris just posted. He was on the boat. He posted Maddie from PBI. She got a photo of a grizzly earlier this spring, I think,
nice.
and he threw it up.
Awesome.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris.
Oh, that's a bad one. I seen that out of the corner of my eye. We just got hammered there. And then someone else, I think, posted one of the hybrids, an image of it.
Oh, nice.
I didn't click on it. Oh, we're doing other things out here on the boat right now.
Yeah.
I might pull up the underwater cam, then we'll just get over towards the port.
Yeah.
If I'll get straightened out, then do you mind just holding on to the lure for just a quick second? Otherwise, we'll flip right around.
I'm glad the ice isn't here, because the north wind, when it was blowing over the ice, it was so frigid.
I bet, yeah.
Oh, those field days were pretty cold.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Right as a whale swims under the boat. Yeah.
Wow. Just as you pulled it up.
Yeah. I've seen someone commenting that the water's pretty murky. You could actually see the difference where we are right now, and then you could see the line.
30 meters, 50 meters ahead of us there.
All right, we're just gonna kind of mosey on over to the port and see if it's any better over there.
In pursuit.
All right.
I'm drenched right through now.
I would say half my body.
Oh yeah, you're soaked too. You're a nice little shield for Thomas.
Yeah. The one wearing the waterproof stuff.
Do you know about no, I just drew a blank now. Holy, that's a dumb thing to not be able to. York Factory, people canoe up to York Factory, I know. Have you guys heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah, someone's asking if people canoe, can they get to Churchill? Like, have people ever attempted that? I haven't heard of it. I've heard people doing trips to York Factory.
Didn't one of the what's her name?
Oh, wasn't it Jocelyn?
Yeah, Jocelyn.
I feel like Jocelyn did that.
I think
really?
it was
She does lots of cool
stuff.
From
Yeah,
Seymour?
she did Winnipeg to Churchill. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it was Jocelyn.
Yeah, that sounds right.
She's, when I was out snorkeling the other day, she was the one driving the boat, so everyone will know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know about canoeing from Churchill to York Factory. I feel like there's so many things that could go wrong with like the coastal weather and.
How long did it take Jocelyn to do that? That's a long trip.
Yeah, I heard that.
And it'd be even longer because you're on a meandering river opposed to just, you know, as the crow flies kind of deal.
Oh, hey. Yeah, York Factory, from what I've heard, is pretty much only accessed by air.
Oh,
so
really? Yeah.
That's why, like, I would have absolutely died to get out there.
Yeah.
But I don't really have, I don't know, $2,000 for a helicopter-ish.
Yeah, and that's another one where they said it's just so minimal, you know, the visitors they get each year.
Oh, there's another one here, too.
Yeah, I got 2 of them on our port side here.
Yeah, that's the thing. It sucks. That's the one thing about Churchill that is, it's so hard to get around.
Yeah.
I have an ancestor who lived at York Factory.
Oh, really?
And kind of his introduction to Canada from London was through here.
Oh, cool.
He was a Hudson Bay employee, which was awesome.
They said a lot of people that go to York Factory, that's kind of the reason is because they've got ties like through family to the.
Oh, I believe it.
To the site. That's neat.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, again, that would be the one thing I would like to do. And he stayed at Prince of Walesford over here as well. So.
Oh, cool. A couple whales, they switched over to my side now.
Oh yeah, there's little trails of mountains over there. Yeah, I'm sure Parks would be able to give a better answer about being able to canoe that.
Yeah.
And there's tons of people that you can just Google Parks Churchill, and there's lots of full-time staff that would be able to answer that.
They'd probably be able to clear that up right away. I see Cloud posted a link regarding that last question, so I think so anyways. Not sure if we'd maybe get a little bit better water or even on the west side. We can try it. We'll be in that nice clear water. Guess it's that time of year, where the weather starts to really take a turn.
Oh, yeah. We had a decent summer. It was hotter than a lot of people were expecting for longer, but
very hot.
Oh my gosh, and the bugs,
Even that, like I was expecting just to be, you know, engulfed by clouds of bugs the entire time you're here, but there's times where the bulldogs were terrible, chewing you up like piece of beef jerky, and then there is the mosquitoes for a bit, but I mean, all in all, I was quite happy with. I didn't put on bug spray once this year, so
yeah. To be fair,
every day.
Yeah. I guess if you guys are out,
it's still bad out there.
Yeah.
Like, if you go down to Twin Lakes and you're in the forest there, we went I think last week. And I remember thinking, nah, it's fine. It's cold enough. They're not going to be out. The second you step foot in that forest, you're like dive bombed by black flies.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, those things are the worst.
Oh yeah, the black flies too. We got hammered by those for a little while, and those ones are probably the most annoying.
They're evil.
Yeah.
Incarnate, because they can climb underneath your shirt and just crawl up and latch on wherever.
And they do the most damage too. Like horsefly hurts when they chomp on you. And they can leave a mark too, but those little flies, they seem to, like Simon was out with us earlier this summer. He's a photographer from the UK, and he was covered. I think he kind of had an allergy to them too.
Oh no.
Oh, we got a few behind us.
Yeah, being from the south, I thought I knew mosquitoes, but oh boy.
Yeah, I was way up in northern Alberta this spring, and because I'll avoid mosquito spray like the plague. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a bug net. And it was super hot too this spring up there, so I was in shorts every day.
Yeah.
So I got chewed up really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about those bugs is that if you get chewed up enough, you can go into anaphylactic shock. And you don't want to be stuck out in the wilderness or whatever you're doing out there.
Well, I don't think it's getting better as we go over there, so might have to abandon this idea. It'll take us a long time to make it over that way. It's actually getting more wavy.
Yep. Judging solely based on the saturation of my pants, I think it is getting wavier.
We should have borrowed a few wetsuits from Sea North again and just worn those out here. We would have been fine.
That's alright. The clouds are pretty menacing down south.
Yeah, they weren't calling for rain today, I don't think, but the Weather Channel hasn't been the most reliable source lately.
Do you have a hydrophone underneath too?
Yeah, I was gonna take the speaker out, but I guess we probably could try it. The box is getting really soaked. Sure, thanks. I'll have to lower the underwater cam again. We could do that once we get up a little further.
Sure.
I'll take her over again, thanks.
Yeah.
Pan posted a photo of a grizzly bear on one of the Cape cams too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they get them passing by from time to time.
Yeah. Used to the fact they can rotate their necks.
I know,
it's so unexpected. unexpected.
Yeah, and it makes it like it's something you notice right away, even if you aren't. It just seems so odd. You're like, that whale's looking at me.
It's depending on the angle, they're like can be the cutest things ever. Yeah. There's a whole bunch right here.
Oh, we got a bunch behind us.
/ the creepiest things ever, depending on the angle.
Like, I think it's just, you see them come up alongside the boat, and then they just turn their head up and look right at you, and you're like, oh, okay. Hey.
And they're so cognizant, and it's so amazing.
Like, I'm sure, the other whales and dolphins, all that kind of, they know we're there, they're just as smart, right? But it's just the fact that they can turn and physically look at you, like, where that we're making eye contact right now.
Yeah, that's the wildest part about it.
Yeah.